Keeping it smoky, baby. What's up? This your boy, Mr. SmokeFella, man. We back here on this Saturday morning with Humidor Sports and Cigars by way of Sports Zone. Hey, giving a shout out to Hula and our man Zach the Guru. We're gonna have to get y'all back in the studio, give us another theme song. We're gonna have to get with y'all. But man, we got a lot to talk about. We virtual today, so now I'm back in the lab. Everybody back in their personal spots. We ain't been here in a long time, but we still finna bring the ruckus raw, uncut, just like we was in the cigar shop, because we got a lot to talk about. So I'm gonna bring in my panel. I'm gonna start off with my man Face, aka PG69, aka Skillet. Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Good morning. Let's get this started, man. It's a whole lot. It's going to be really an interesting show today. I'm ready. Let's go.
Hey, I just told y'all where we at, so there's no need for you to say, where's Kevin at? Because Kevin is at home. Well, we think he is. But hey, KDL 33, a.k.a.
Mr. Hilton.
Mr. Hilton, Harvey Curran. Let's go.
What is happening, everybody? Good Saturday morning. We should dare that where's Kevin, because it's really no one's business. But good morning. How y'all doing? We got a lot of sports to talk. Let's get it. I really don't have a good voice this morning, so y'all bear with me. But let's get it.
The where's Kevin is like where's Waldo.
Hey Kevin, your voice is like your face.
Don't know what that means, but carry on.
You got a face for radio. Just saying.
I think that.
I don't remember last week when you was throwing jabs. Yeah.
My man, bro. I would never do that.
I see what hat you got on.
But we got 2 hours, brother.
I see what hat you got on. I'm gonna have to go get my hat now since you got on your hat.
You like that. I
don't know why he wearing it.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Our boy, Lucky Lefty, aka Skip Hairless, aka Kendrick La Hips. Let's go, Lefty. Go.
That was totally unnecessary. But good morning.
Hey, I woke up with the smoke, baby.
That was completely unnecessary. But
hey, man, I've been fired up ever since I saw Seth Rollins troll the Packers with the Bears pick, baby. That was classic.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, Seth Rollins fashion, man.
Hey, man.
We heard it. We didn't even see it. We heard it.
Hilarious, bro. That dude was hilarious. When I say
I heard that laugh, I knew it was him.
He was on 12,000, man.
He was.
Hey, man, wrestling is global now, man. It's touching everywhere. Football, you saw international, man. If you follow it, they was overseas, man. They was packing in like 80,000 at stadiums. Like it's.
He said.
But yeah.
He said Caleb Williams is undefeated at Lambeau Field.
Oh, that was the best jab of the night.
Right.
I said, man, it's so crazy.
Didn't he say he was the best quarterback in the NFC North?
Your facts.
Man. Bro, I mean.
Negro Diamond Seth.
When I say that was one of the most entertaining parts of the draft, man, it's right up there with the baby throwing up.
Well, you know who not entertained? We gonna talk about it.
Yeah, yes. I'm glad he took a shot at them though, because your boy AJ Hawk called himself taking shots.
Sean got it locked and loaded. Seth.
Let's go.
Sean got it locked and loaded, baby.
Green Bay, Wisconsin! Is that all you got? Come on, you can be louder than that. I know y'all mad because championship gold looks good on the blue and orange. But in all seriousness, Green Bay, we are in the shadow of Lambeau Field. And I love Lambeau Field because the king of the North, the best quarterback in the NFC North, Caleb Williams, is undefeated at Lambeau Field.
Talk your shit, Seth. Talk your shit.
And in case y'all aren't familiar with my game, let me remind you, I am a visionary. I am a revolutionary. I am Seth freaking Rollins. And I am here to tell you that with the 56th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the greatest franchise in the NFL, the Chicago Bears, select Ozzie Tropillo, tackle from Boston College. Let's burn it down and bear down, Chicago.
Man.
Hey, Kev, update. Scatterboo just went to the Giants.
Did he?
That's your best pick right there, baby.
Scatterboo just went to the Giants.
No, the best pick is Carter, and you know it. But we'll take Scalaboo. Welcome to New York, Scalaboo.
Got him in round 4.
About time
See that coming.
y'all did something good besides Carter. But Seth Rollins.
Welcome to New York, Scalaboo.
Hats off.
It wasn't a bad pick.
It wasn't.
You know what?
Look at Cam, he crying.
I do want to say, you know, putting some smoke in the air, prayers for Elijah Arenas, man. Gilbert Arenas, the son, in that terrible car accident, man. So he out of the induced coma.
Yeah,
so,
he's all right. He's
out of the coma
because of smoke inhalation. He had so much in his lungs.
Yeah, man, that was terrifying.
Yeah, that kid is good too, man.
No broken bones.
He good, bro.
That boy can go.
He blessed, bro. Because if you seen the car accident and the outcome of it, he blessed.
Right, because
he hit a fire hydrant and a tree.
The one thing that will not move is a fire hydrant.
No, it's a tree.
Right.
That fire hydrant will move. It'll come up. That tree ain't going nowhere, bro.
The tree may go over.
You know what else don't move? Them stationary poles in St. Louis. By the hotel we was at.
The security poles. Come on, man. Bro, don't start, Damani. Don't start.
I would love to see the outcome and see what kind of medical damage that girl had from that pole.
She definitely was hurt. I can tell you that much. I know that. You got to be a doctor to know she was concussed.
She got a level 2 concussion.
And she probably don't. And she probably get terrified every time she see a scooter.
Hey.
Oh, flashbacks.
She ain't been on it since. Trust.
At all.
They should have took her
scooter.
They should have took her to the blue medical tent.
Right away.
Right away, man. Yeah, man. But prayers to him. I hope this doesn't affect, anything with him as far as his game and all of that. Starting off at Arizona, that's your school there, kid. That's your team.
Yeah, but Gilbert went there too. So I ain't shocked he went to Arizona.
8-0.
Arizona loading up a little squad, dog.
Man, the Patriots are having a hell of a draft, man.
Well, this ain't the first time the Patriots went under radar with a hellified draft.
They having a hell of a draft, man.
We've said this before.
Yeah. Well, I think it was shocking because they didn't do a lot in free agency, and they had a lot of money to play with.
So did
they didn't do a lot in free agency, but just on paper, they having a good. Vrabel is you can tell this Vrabel's he putting his mark on this team. Like he He got some physical guys.
But
I'm pissed that asshole a pick before us took fucking Trayvon Henderson, man. I wanted him, man. I thought he was right there for the taking.
They took him at 38.
Yep, took him right at 38.
So Lefty, let me ask you this question since you talking about your disappointment when they took that. As far as the draft through the first 3 rounds and the smidgen of the 4th round, outside of the baby throwing up on national TV,
there was too much going on, man. There was too much going on.
What was your favorite moment so far? Because the baby, that was a classic, man.
The baby was a classic. It was a few of them, man. What's the defensive end from Texas A&M? The one that was in the green suit. He was funny. He was kind of funny. I don't know. It's a few of them, man. It's always good to see, these young men, like, they dreams come true. The celebration. For us, we always look behind them, the ones that's not at the draft. Like, we look at who with them and shit like that, and to see the uncles and somebody granddaddy looked like he was just unamused at all. I forgot. I think it wasn't Will Campbell, one of them. His granddaddy.
That was the tight end. Granddaddy. He about to fall asleep.
He looked like he was sleepy. He like, come on, this draft, man. Like, come on, this draft, man. Well, and the funniest part is always to see the girlfriends who be like, we made it, and then look over and be like, where the hell is we?
That's what that's what we really be looking for. We be looking to see which girlfriend got that arm like this, like, hey, baby.
No, bro. I don't know if y'all caught it. I can't remember who it is, but they on the couch. He gets selected. She come running on the screen and bent over, and that's all you saw was cellulite thighs in the camera. And Mama is like, "Get your ass out of here!"
That's her first and only TV appearance. She is gone.
She is done,
right,
man. I saw that, I had to rewind it. Like, was she ass out?
Man, on camera. Hey, Dandy, I was gonna say that too, man. The Giants, low key, are having a good draft too, man. They get some talent.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was just gonna, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
You was gonna say something eventually. Yes, you was.
Well, eventually, yeah. But I wasn't gonna say
satisfaction, Kevon.
But I think the only problem is, and I agree with Chris Canty, is if you're not sure about Dabo's future and this GM's future, like, why take a quarterback? You know what I mean? Because
but they had to take one. They were always going to take one.
But you doing what you always say the Bears do, which I agree with you, Kev. So, when the coaching situation isn't stable, now you're pretty much a coach has to come in. He's adopting a quarterback that's already there compared to taking his own quarterback. And
next year,
I meant to send you that list. They got the list of next year's quarterback class.
I saw it. We put it in the group. I saw it.
Yeah. I meant to send it to Sean, put up on the show, but that's a beast, man.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense, Kev. I was going to ask you about that yesterday, but I forgot to ask you about that. Why they let Dabo pick the quarterback when, if you're not sure about him being there next year, why not play with the guys that you already got now? Then that way, the coach from next year can go out and pull his person.
Get his own guy.
Yeah. But the problem is you went out and signed not one but 2 free agent quarterbacks and gave them money. So whoever came in was gonna sit anyway. If they don't win 8-9 games, the GM and Dabo are fired. They can't have another 5-game season or they out of there.
Yeah, but the problem is you gave up future picks to move up to get Dart. So you can't just throw Dart away.
Kev,
Dart ain't going nowhere. Dart is there.
No, what I'm saying, but if the coaching situation isn't stable, why not let the see how Dabo does this year and let the coach? Now, I think Dabo is good for Dart, but I don't know how long Dabo's going to be there.
Lefty, let me say what Kev been saying for the longest. I'm going to speak for you, Kev, and I'm gonna give you your flowers, all right? Because you have said none of this has been Dabo's fault. None of this shit.
Right.
The record, nothing that has happened has been his fault, except for what he squeezed out of Jones that 1 year. That was all him. So, in actuality, I don't think you should get rid of Dable. This is just me because
I don't think so.
You gave him shit. You gave him shit and wanted him to make a whole garden out of it, and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I could see
you took his running back and you gave his running back away.
Right.
I don't think anybody thinking Dable's a bad coach, but
we gave
the new GM. But you know the new GM is gonna want his own coach. That GM got to go, man. He has to.
I don't know. If Dable fired, Sean is fired. Trust that. They're going out the door together.
Sean definitely has to go.
Yeah, they going out the door together.
Well, as we just said, they having a nice little draft. This is a saving grace, maybe another 1 or 2, and see how this all put together. Now,
but you know what? Even if they get to 7 or 8, even if they get to 7 or 8 wins, because the division is tough. So even if they get to 7 or 8 wins, and it's like progression, you know what I mean? The defense is balling. They just can't score enough for whatever reason, whatever. As long as it ain't a shit show, then I think Dable will stay. I think Sean is gone regardless. But I think Dable will stay then because they'll look at it like, you know what? They on the up, they on the come up. Division is tough.
But Kev, you always say that the Bears traded out of the pick.
You always said they traded to the Bills.
Yeah, Bears traded back. They got a 4th that picked up a 5th rounder.
Ain't this the second time they traded to the Bills?
Yeah.
But you always say, Kev, every GM wants his own coach.
I agree.
So
I agree, but that's where Mara steps in.
Yeah.
Like y'all just said, none of this is really Dable's fault. I'm not saying he's the greatest coach ever.
Right.
But you don't see Dable calling stuff like Mike McCarthy and not calling the timeout, not utilizing the clock. Like Dable don't do that. Dable is he's an offensive mind, but you gave the man Daniel Jones and you paid him. So now he had to deal with that and squeeze everything out of him because you wouldn't come up off him. So now he got a young quarterback. If he sticks around, got a young quarterback, right? You got 2 bridge quarterbacks to get you some wins. They got to put wins on the board, bro. They got to put, and unfortunately, he's gonna be the fall guy.
Yeah.
Because Sean definitely gone. I agree with that. He should have been gone anyway.
I don't know what the hell they waiting for. Why they didn't fire him this year?
They gonna do it this year, and I think he gone. But I agree. The GM gonna want his own coach eventually. But if Dable is winning and on the come up, how you get rid of him? Mara got to say, hey, no, we ain't doing that. He good.
Man,
do what you got to do. He good.
So update for everybody. Listen, the Bears traded back, picked up an additional 5th round pick. They went back to 132 from 109. So we'll see where they get drafted. We'll see who they pick up next.
Well,
we need a wide receiver, man.
I like the he you just gave me. So Sean, our 4 picks. You said you got them for us, so let's put that up and let's go ahead and discuss.
He said I like the he you just gave me.
He. So, with the Bears draft picks, they go tight end first. You got Loveland out of Michigan. A lot of people, Kevin Lauder, wanted Tyler Warren. But to me, there was 1A and 1B, and this is what fits. This is who being wanted. So what's y'all thoughts on this, Pat?
I think it's good. I think it's a good pick at that tight end. I've seen a couple of games where he played. The boy, he got separate. He need a little bit more separation, but I ain't seen him drop 20 balls when I seen him this year. I only seen him a couple of games. I don't get the chance to watch as much as Kevin, but from what I've seen, he seems to be a pretty solid tight end.
Lefty.
Yeah, of course, it's not a sexy pick, the name, because everybody was talking Tyler Warren, but when they actually put it all up there, the measurables, he's the same size. He may be a little bigger actually than Tyler Warren. And it's all in how Tyler Warren was just utilized because Penn State didn't have any type of offense. He was their whole offense. But this young man, he can catch it. They said he's really a big ass receiver.
He got to get better at blocking.
Yeah. He's a big ass receiver. He can block. I think it does post a question of I know that with Ben Johnson runs the 2 tight end sets, but it does pose the question of what do you do with Cole Kmet? I know they're gonna keep him, but it's only one football, man. It's just like we always say in basketball, it's only one ball. Like everybody's not gonna get, we expect Roma Doomsday to have a big year and DJ Moore, and we wanted him to use Cole Kmet more. Now you got to utilize this young man. You brought him in at number 10, so we got to see something out of him. Some people compare him to George Kittle's, which is a great pro comp.
That's what I heard. Yeah,
it's a great pro comp, but I mean, let's see. I think it's interesting that the Bears went that way, seeing that the needs on the team, but they went with their draft board. So let's see what Ben Johnson do.
Come on, louder.
No one is saying dude can't play. And apparently Ben Johnson watched him because he was at Michigan. He was at Detroit, so he probably watched him. If I get a chance to be a head coach, I'm going to go after this guy. In my opinion, Tyler Warren is better. He was utilized more. This dude was not throwing the ball like Tyler Warren was throwing the ball. So we automatically comparing him to people, and you ain't seen that out of him. He's good, don't get me wrong. You ain't seen that out of him. The consensus tight end, if you was going to go tight end, is the guy out of Penn State, Mr. Warren. So if that was your goal to go after a tight end, my opinion, you take the best one on the board. Tyler Warren was the consensus best one. I'm not saying, dude, Copeland is not good. Hear me out. What I'm saying was he was clearly the best tight end coming out. You could say 1A, 1B, and all that. But if you're going to do that, then you take the best player. This dude can block, catch. He was utilized, all that. If you want to put a, quote unquote, a Laporta system in, it's cool. But go with the best one if you're going to do that.
So obviously
he's not a. I'm not saying he's a consolation prize because he can play. Don't get me wrong. But if you're going to do that, take Tyler Warren. He's sitting there. If you're going tight end.
Here's the thing with that, Kev. Even though you're saying take Tyler Warren because he's the best in there, obviously it's something the Bears seen in him that everybody else ain't seen that made them think that he fits better in their system or what they're trying to do to Tyler Warren. Because they had the option to get Tyler Warren and they passed on him, right?
They did.
Okay then.
And at the end of the day, like I said, it wasn't a sexy pick, but a lot of scouts had him ranked ahead of Tyler Warren.
They did.
Warren is just a sexy pick because that's the name you hear. That's always the push. We go with the names we hear, and this, that, and other. These scouts, man, they watch film, exclusive film, and it wasn't just the Bears. A lot of cats had Loveland over Tyler Warren. Not saying Tyler Warren's bad. Not saying he's bad at all. I think I would have been cool with Tyler Warren too. But
I've never heard him being over.
We get caught up in the media and what the Mel Kipers and all them put out there. And then when your team go like a different route, and I know we're going to talk about Shador, like all we've been hearing, the media's hype Shador. But clearly these scouts or these teams,
we're going to get to that.
Yeah, but I don't understand how these teams and these scouts ain't never said Shador is a 4th-round quarterback all year. All of a sudden we get to the draft, all of a sudden he is.
Here's all the thing. We don't know
we
what
got to that part yet.
Teams don't have grades on. So like with Loveland, I think the Bears had a higher grade. Like you said, Tyler Warren was there.
Ben Johnson had a higher grade because we watched him at Michigan being in Detroit. That's what that was.
He also had people keep forgetting like Loveland didn't have a quarterback this year. All right. He wasn't
utilized like exactly.
But in when he was utilized in Michigan, now remember Michigan, he was a national champion. Now we all know they hung their hat on the running game in Michigan, and he still had almost 700 yards receiving in a run-first offense.
In Jim Harbaugh's system, right?
Yes. Right. So first of all, the kid's tough because Jim Harbaugh ain't recruiting no sissies and no soft players. All right. And his championship year in 23, he had more yards than Tyler Warren had his first 3 years combined. So my thought is this: people want. I know you, not you, Kev, because you're a Giants fan, Well, people could put, you're not the only one who said, well, Tyler Warren. And I'm like, well, how are you going to get mad? Everyone calls Ben Johnson a genius. And look what he did in Detroit.
Right.
How are you going to get mad at the dude who's making dinner when he's buying his own groceries? How are you going to get mad at him? He obviously feels better for this.
No one is mad, bro.
No, mad. He ain't been on X. He ain't been on Twitter because people are calling him a clown. He's this. How you didn't pick? He's the best. Yeah. He didn't do this. He didn't pick the best tight end. He didn't do this.
Yeah, you ain't saying that, Kev. They have been doing
that pick. He graded at 92.
So they've been calling out Ben Johnson and Ryan Poles for this pick
big time
for some reason.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing. You have the ESPN draft experts and all that who kind of guide our thought pattern when it comes to these players. But these teams got a whole scouting department. They go watch. They got exclusive tape. They know everything these young men do in and out. But we look at it like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Cam Scatterboo, first round pick." That's the name we heard, right? That's a sexy name, right? We like, oh,
no, we knew better than that.
I'm just saying, but that's a name we know because
not a lot of people, Kev. Not a lot of people.
He wasn't gonna never go first round. We knew that. We said that in the bowl game. He's gonna get drafted.
There's people like us who are a little more knowledgeable in sports. Right. All right. You're getting when they push an agenda, aka Shador, when they're pushing an agenda, it gets pushed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It gets pushed.
Just like in regular news, it guides the opinion. It guides our opinion. So I'm with you, Sean. I think we gotta trust. We gotta trust them. And I know we about to look at some more Bears picks, but I'm confused on the picks. I really don't have a great opinion on the picks, but I'm trusting Ben Johnson, man. I mean,
the money wasn't all hyped about it.
I wasn't either. I wanted him.
You wasn't either?
I was.
John, you wasn't hyped over the entire draft so far. You ain't feeling the pick. No, I'm talking about the Bears. The Bears. Like the money ain't hyped over all the Bears picks. I'm saying you ain't hyped over the picks.
Yeah, in retrospect, yeah. As I said, got back to sat down. I'm like, wait a minute, this dude, they're picking specific guys for his type of offense. Remember, this is the offense that Ben Johnson built. He took some from the West Coast, from the power gap scheme. So it's an offense he created. So it might not be a system that we like or we're familiar with, but he obviously, if he created it, he's familiar with it. And as I sat back and thought about it, I'm like, well, man, he's picking people. He already created the offense once. He's gonna do it again. So give him some grace. I thought after between round one and then day one and day two, I'm like, no, let him cook. Let him get who he wants. And then if 2 years or so they hitting, I mean, like, all right, Ben. All right, Ben, you don't know what you're doing. Or it was a stroke of luck in Detroit. But I got to give it to him that the wide receiver we're going to talk about next. Man, if that ain't Amon-Ra St. Brown, I don't know who it is.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys, man, like you got to go back and you got to fire up YouTube and watch some film on them, and you're like, oh, okay, I haven't heard of this kid, but you go watch some YouTube film, you're like, oh, okay, I see what I see a little something there. So,
but I'm happy now, Kev, and Luck. I'm happy. I'm starting to get giddy, almost giddy like a little schoolgirl. As more and more this goes on, I'm liking it a lot.
I'm disappointed that they didn't get one of those backs, though, man.
Me too. I wanted Caleb Johnson so bad, bro. I wanted him so bad.
Well, clearly they was probably going to take Stevenson. Henderson.
Yeah,
dude just grabbed him before.
Him right ahead of him. And we was watching it, and when the media team was talking, they brought up Henderson. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Don't jinx it. He right there. Be quiet. Be quiet. One more pick. And
because we saw what happened with Aaron Donald in 2014. We saw what happened there right before us, and we had to take Kyle Fuller. Yeah.
Let's go to Luther Burden III, wide receiver, 6 feet, 206 pounds out of Mizzou. Position rank, number 6. Overall rank was 45, and he got an 86 for a grade. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, what's your thoughts on this kid?
It's when you, like I said, go to YouTube and watch some film on him.
They're comparing him to Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, he's explosive. He's a playmaker. He can return kicks, punch and kicks too. So he's versatile. The They had him out the backfield a few times, so he's a guy that's one of those weapons Ben Johnson can kind of move around. You know, he went to Missouri, so we didn't get to see a lot of him. Like I said, man, go look at some film before we just pass judgment on it, man. Go check it out. I mean, the young man he's a playmaker, and Ben Johnson, where he schemes, it looks like a good fit. He's got some speed.
Missouri always had them type cats.
Yeah,
like that.
Now we need another receiver. We still need a receiver anyway.
Yeah, so did the Giants.
In the Kansas, Missouri area, and they have some talent up there, man.
They do.
Kids out of East St. Louis. You know, they turn out Olympic champions out of East St. Louis. It's been a minute.
All the time.
What happens with Missouri players, though, they always undersized. All the good players they've ever had have always been undersized.
Mm-hmm. One of the boys from St. Louis just got drafted, too. I forgot his doggone name because he be doing a lot of stuff down there, too. Stay right there. Let me find out.
There's a lot of and then you know they not know the quarterbacks. They don't get the best quarterbacks either. So it's kind of hard to judge their receivers and tight ends, you know. But because they even with Burton, the young man they talked about last year, Missouri went through a few quarterback changes, and quarterback got hurt. There's a lot of things going on up there. So
a lot of their quarterbacks be runners, though.
Yeah, they not. He not gonna have a Cam Ward or something like that. You're not gonna get those type of cats in Missouri.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. So that was him, Ben. The guy we picked up, he actually from St. Louis.
Well, he went to East St. I think he's from St. Louis, but went to East St. Louis.
Right, exactly.
Across the river. Yeah. So he led college football in YAC last year for those that's yards after catch. Yeah. So to me, that's huge. Yeah. And that's gonna throw Caleb's numbers up. He looks like a pure slot receiver. Like I said, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, and we know how dangerous Amon-Ra St. Brown is and how good he is. If this guy can live up to anything near that,
and the analysts focus on his change of speed, and that's why he gets a lot of yaks because his change of speed. You know, he running fast and he.
Well, as hyped as Antoine Randall L was, that was enough for me. Antoine Randall L was on 10.
Yeah,
that did it for me, son. I was good when I saw that. I said, okay, he like this.
I was trying to figure out who they drafted. Like, wait a minute, why is Antoine Randall L getting so fired up?
He was on 10.
I was like, dude, you got a brother?
I thought he would start doing some push-ups and some burpees. I'm like,
a brother, a nephew, or somebody in the draft.
Right.
Like, what's going on?
They must got some stuff planned for him.
So he obviously saw him. I mean, he obviously not recruited him, but he obviously scouted him and was one of the guys he must have wanted because of how hyped he was. Because man, I ain't seen anybody that fired up.
Reminds me of me. That's all Antoine Randall said. He
reminds
me of me.
Man, he almost took Ben Johnson's head off when they made the pick. I'm like, damn, dude. Right. He was geek. So you gotta feel a certain amount of way.
So our third pick.
Tim said the Giants picked Lucas from the football movie. What Lucas is he talking about?
Always got something to say, man.
Hey, man, the Giants having a good draft, man.
They are.
I mean, from the names I see,
they are.
I recognize. They look like having a good draft.
They are.
Our third pick was Ozzie Shapiro, offensive tackle out of Boston College. All right. Let's see. Position rank, he was number 7. Overall rank 74, and he graded out as a 78. Not bad, 78. I mean, you get anything above 75 and up.
Top 75, man.
Yeah, top 75. So, not bad. 6'8", 316 pounds, bro.
You're a big boy.
Man. Big guy.
Big boy.
It's a big dude, man.
That's a big dude.
It's a big, yeah.
Hey, what my man Mark Jackson say? Mama, there go that man.
and Boston College, they known for linemen.
They do turn out someone.
Did
you hear his story? His story's kind of crazy. So his dad went to his dad's name was Steve. He went to Boston College. He was an offensive lineman. And
dad was an offensive lineman?
Yeah, he played for the Saints. Saints 4th round pick. He played in the NFL for 5 years, and then he died of a heart attack when Ozzie, his son, was 3.
Right.
Wow.
And so Trapillo went to Boston College High and then went to BC. But yeah, so his dad was an offensive lineman, and so he never really knew his dad. He lost him when he was 3.
Wow.
That's
So
crazy.
he really followed in his father's footsteps.
Literally.
Right. But this is the key thing about him.
That's
What up,
DNA,
Big House?
baby. That's DNA.
He played 10 games in 22 as a left tackle and 24 games as the right tackle. So he can play both.
Because that's
So
what we were talking about earlier. What's
future swing
happened to
tackle?
him and done right?
Future swing tackle?
No, not future swing. Just throw him on the left, and give me a 6'8" dude on the left, please. Give me a 6'8" dude on the left who got, and he's got to be. I got to look at film on him. I didn't see any film on him, and he's from what Berlissimo said. He's a nasty dude. That's who you want. We got a franchise quarterback, so you need that nasty dude protecting his blind side. So hopefully he lives up to the hype, man. Because 6'8" dude on the blind side.
He's definitely a big guy. I can see him coming in and competing. I still, I've been arguing with people all month that I think they really like Braxton Jones, depending on how he comes back from his injury. But so far, I know he definitely, the bull rush is the issue. And we got to keep in mind Braxton Jones' contract is up after this year.
Yep.
So
but he also hasn't lifted, bro.
To have some dogs and some boys ready to go in case.
But he hasn't lifted. That's the problem.
Right.
It's his ankle. So if he had a problem with the bull rush before, think of how much strength he's lost, strength and explosion. So I think they were, they saw the injury and like, okay, it's been a good run, kid. 3 years, starting left tackle in the NFL.
5th round pick.
5th round pick.
Move on. We got to move on.
Yeah. So.
I saw how big dude was. I saw.
It's a big boy.
6'8".
That's one of them, boy. He stand next to you and he block out the sun.
And he got a baby face. You notice them big baby face dudes.
Baby Huey mugs and baby Huey mugs.
They be beasts.
Right. That's the gentle giant.
Right.
And Caleb's only 6'1", so
right.
definitely blocking out the stuff for Caleb.
Like, hey, bro, I need you to duck. I gotta
Can you bend a little bit? Shit.
So next up, we got Shamar Turner, defensive tackle out of Texas A&M. 6'3", 290. I mean, when you look at his physique, does he not fit the build?
Dude, he's 6'3" and 290.
Yeah.
That's all muscle.
That I was gonna say that mark like a tank, bro.
So this is a name that actually came up, on a few shows that could be one of those late second, early third, mid-round picks that could really shine. Kind of reminded me of Gervon Dexter. When we picked up Gervon Dexter, the name wasn't flashy. A couple of people knew it, but the way he came in and was able to do it, it got a similar build as well. So, I mean, if this this another one of those things you gotta trust Dennis Allen.
How said the last pick we got is his ass. Well, you might be 6'3" and 290, but we talking about a different kind of build here, buddy.
Right. As long as he don't wear them shirts that you wear.
And that's my boy. That's my boy.
We good if he don't wear them house.
You more on the round mound, baby.
Not the big fella.
The one thing about this dude that's really that I really like is twofold. One, he's very violent. He plays with an edge, with an attitude, and another reason I like it because he has that edge and that attitude. He's going to be mentored by one of the best in Grady Jarrett. I really like what Grady Jarrett's going to be. I mean, he's already working with Gervon Dexter and them boys down in Miami. All right, man, he's been here 5 seconds. He already got them dudes down in Miami training with him. A kid like this to be mentored by a Grady Jarrett, man. Remember, I told you. I think I may have told you guys, but one of the things I've said is it's important when you go up to the next level, from high school to college to pro, that first year of coaching is extremely important. So he's going to have a good coach, but he's also going to have a good mentor there in Grady Jarrett. And if he can get his motor to be nonstop like Grady Jarrett's, with the violence that he plays with,
Yeah.
Right. And okay, his position rank was number 6. Overall rank 43. He in the top 50.
Damn.
Grade 86.
So seeing the way
I
they
never heard of him, but okay.
So seeing where they got him with that type of ranking is
that's a hats
Be a pretty good pick.
off to the scouting department.
mm-hmm.
Right. So
and it's one of the needs everybody talked about, beefing up the D line more. So good
they
pick.
say he's very disruptive, locates the ball. And the key thing, he plays in the backfield.
And he's played up and down the line. So he's played end, he's played 3 tech, and he's played nose. So that versatility as well. So he's not a huge body, but if you just decide to go like a NASCAR package, a little lighter, dude, you could put him in there, up on the nose, a position he's familiar with, and let him go get it from the inside. So this was a really good pick. I really like that pick. When I saw it, I was like, oh man, this is hats off to Ryan Poles and the scouting department, because they're doing one heck of a job. A lot of teams are doing well. Your Giants are doing well. The Pats are doing well. The Cardinals are doing well too.
Doing well.
So there's a couple teams who are really eating.
Yeah, Arizona then grabbed a couple players too.
Yeah, they did. The quarterback from Michigan. I was like, how did he fall that far? But that injury he had is what did it. So
it's a few teams I'm still questioning. Atlanta's one. I'm definitely questioning Atlanta. They gave up a future first round pick to move up. I don't know. I don't know if that was the right move to do, but
yeah,
to get that defensive end from Tennessee, I don't know. Like
last 3 drafts, Atlanta has done some questionable things.
Yeah, yes, definitely some head scratches. some head scratches.
You have your fully guaranteed starting quarterback at the draft party when you draft his replacement.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And
stuff like that.
I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off before we go into Shador. I didn't like the Jacksonville trading up for Travis Hunter. I think they got duped.
Yeah, that was silly to me.
I think they got duped. I think it was a horrible trade on Jacksonville's part. Especially like you only make trades like that if it's for a quarterback or maybe a pass rusher. You don't make that type of trade for a corner receiver. And I get it. Travis is the hybrid. I think he's going to be a good player. But
Lefty,
what are
they going to use him as?
That Lefty, the pink suit he had with the little crossbars like he had cleavage. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
The outfit
come on, man.
Hey, he won something like that the same night at when he won the Heisman, bro.
Heisman, come on, man. If that ain't zesty, aka Gideon.
Hey, man, we got a quarterback.
His girl that can't wait to put her name on the bank.
I got nothing to say. We got a quarterback.
Just saying, man.
KDL, they said predominantly wide receivers. Going to use mostly wide receivers. What they said.
I don't even see him as a true number.
He's gonna be more of a slot, though, ain't he, Sean?
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, he's too. He better pick up some weight.
Yeah,
I've been saying
that.
He got to pick up some weight, and he got to pick it up fast. He got to fill out that blouse he had on.
Well, his girl that can't wait to put her name on the bank account picked it out for him.
Dude, is she still with him? Someone told me about that. I thought they broke up.
She was there.
So he got, dude. She gave him that good, and she got back in good graces with him.
She wasn't front and center, but she was there.
Probably the agent and the family told her, "Sit down. Hey, sit down. You making too much noise. Sit down, or you won't be around." Like somebody
she would do something strange for that change.
Yeah.
If you paid attention to her, she all tatted up now. Her whole arm, she tatted up now. She's starting to use some of the financial residuals.
So now she's a wag now, huh? She's a wag. She's a wife and girlfriends. Okay, she's a wag.
The next is that baby. And
somebody told her to sit back. She wasn't in the forefront. His family was. He was like in the.
She utilized her NIL money.
Right.
Trust
That's
me,
somebody her NIL stands for Negro I love. That's what her NIL stands for, the Negro I love.
Yeah. You can tell that she been using a little money because she look a lot better than she first came on the scene.
Yeah, trust somebody in that circle pulled her to the side. Hey, if we hear your name one more time on the internet, you out.
One more
again, you done.
Right.
One more again.
I told you.
They got a ticket waiting for her.
Oh, that ticket, y'all definitely.
They got a ticket.
Click.
I told y'all Gandy be drinking real early. Gandy said turn the play like Gandy at Thornton. Never.
We all know that Gandy was the water boy with the coldest water for the team.
Man.
It was the freshest H2O ever.
The coldest water.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's good.
They called him the Titanic water man. Oh,
The what?
Hey,
Man, you don't be talking about my boy, man.
Hey, Ben.
Come on, man.
Like that.
hey, Titanic, go give me a cup.
That was completely unnecessary.
I'll be right back.
That was
The man ain't even here to defend himself.
That was totally unnecessary.
Oh, he online. He can defend himself if he wants to.
Right.
He know how to do
You
it.
online. Hey, Gandy, sorry I caught up in the moment.
And you know he's gonna come back because Gandy quick with the comebacks. He
I got caught up in the moment, Gandy.
Gandy a counterpuncher. You know, he gonna go
And
back.
guess he gonna come back at me. He ain't gonna say nothing about Ben. He gonna come at me. Watch.
He gonna definitely get you.
But hey, I like that myself. The Titanic.
That was
good.
That was pretty good.
Hey man. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I lost it there for a moment, man. I lost it.
You gotta stop.
Sorry, Kev. I know that's your boy, man, but he can get it too.
That's cool. He can defend himself.
Yeah, man. So I've been pushing this one back, but it's time to get into it. The disrespect, the humbling, the slap in the face with 4 fingers. I mean, social media has been on a tear with this drama that has built up for the 4 rounds. I mean, even to the point where somebody got his phone number and pretended to be a GM.
That was bogus.
Shedeur Sanders was damn near slipped out of the entire draft, but we got rounds 5, 6, and 7 left. We almost done with 4. So, man, who want to go first on this? I mean,
Kevin.
Let's go, Kevin. Let's go, Kevin.
So clearly, this is not about football. Clearly, this is about the Sanders family, particularly his father. Let's look at the events all the way and including up to the prank phone call. See, the prank phone call tells you this ain't about football, bro. Somebody is sending a message, the Shield, to Dion, like y'all ain't got it like that. You can't dictate where he go. You ain't a man. It's just simple. No one projected this dude. How we go from top 1, 2 quarterback off the board come draft night to the man now we in the 4th round on Saturday. Draft started Thursday. Who projected him? Who projected 5 quarterbacks to come off the board before him? Hell, I forgot about Gabriel, the dude at Oregon. I forgot about him until his name was said.
Yeah.
How they go grab him? Milroe. How they grab him? Did some dude we ain't never heard? Like, how did it get here, dog? So if we put on the tape, the boy can clearly play. It's ain't about football. Now you can poke at him. Well, he don't have a strong arm and he takes too many sacks and he's arrogant, he's failing interviews. That's on him, the interview part. But on the tape, you saw 5 dudes. 5 dudes better than him.
Let me a little more with Gabriel. Position rank number 10, overall rank 217. His draft grade was 47.
Damn.
Wow.
Now, when did those numbers come up? Because So the consensus is no team wants to deal with Deion. So when they do draft it, because every team that went around the board, some several times and passed right over. So the team that finally drafts him, I don't care if it's the end of the draft, the team that finally drafts him, all of a sudden they want to deal with Deion.
So
is that the factor, the Deion factor? Don't nobody want to deal with Deion? That's the factor.
Check out Shador's stats. Position rank number 2, overall rank 35, draft grade 87
for a quarterback, and still on the board.
Now, do those numbers math? Like, is the mathing right there?
That's personal.
So that tells you this ain't about football, dog. It's something else going on. Now we can throw the race card out there, but then people get mad at that, right? But just like the idiot in office is doing everything in your face, the shield is doing everything in your face, and they dare you to say the race card. So now you're the angry black man as soon as you pull it. But what is it? How you up 3-4 whatever and go all the way down to 87 on the draft board? How does that happen? Like that math is not math, bro. But then, like I said, if you say something about it, oh, you using the race card, or you're angry. This is just the process. No, this ain't the process. They sending a message. They sending a message, bro. I'm just leaving it at that.
Well,
Pat, that's a great comment. That's a great comment. Do what Warren Moon did. Go show him and make him cash you out.
Yeah.
Go show him and make him cash you out.
Come on, Gandy. You don't have Cockburn waiting for me, man.
The cigar week. Wow.
Pause.
Wow.
So, Pat, what's your thoughts?
I got a problem with that whole statement.
Right.
Hey, man, I
Cockburn waiting for you at Houston Cigar Week. I don't know what that.
Cockburn.
I totally agree with Kevin, man. I think that's more of the shield flexing their muscles, saying, "Hey, you ain't gonna dictate nothing." Like Kevin said, you're not the Mannings. Clearly, that's what they're doing because the boy has proven himself, man. Yeah, his arm strength might not be what you guys wanted to be, but you're not going to tell me he doesn't play better than all them other people and all the other quarterbacks that they taken. This is clearly a shot at the Sanders family. You can't say it's nothing about being humble because the boy is he's confident. I'm not going to say he's cocky. He's very confident, but he's very humbled at the same time, bro. So they can't say it's trying to humble him. I think this is more of a shot at Deion than anything, and the Sanders family, and which is totally idiotic. And when he gets when he gets drafted, I swear to God, I hope this boy turn out to be better than Tom Brady, just to show these suckers, because it's disrespectful, bro. And then for somebody to call his phone, now that calling your phone, I'm gonna say he's a GM. That was more racially motivated right there.
Said he's a GM from the Saints.
And I'm gonna say that was more racially motivated than anything, bro. Because that's really what I think. I think that's how that came down.
Yeah, Lefty.
It's an embarrassment.
Yeah, I was never the biggest Shador fan as a player, but he definitely doesn't deserve this. You know, I think it was a lot of hype because of who his dad is, and some of that I think he kind of ran with. You know, I try to look at both sides of it and like kind of question why. I think one mistake that he made, I think he should have threw at the combine. I think he should have did more of this pro day to get all the doubts out of people's head, the arm strength, the athleticism, things like that. I think he could have did that, and that's actually what boosted Jackson Dart's draft stock. You know, throwing at the combine and things like that. I think he could have did. He did, and he did come off cocky and arrogant. But
Lefty, didn't I tell you that there was going to be a quarterback that shot up the charts?
Every year it is. Every year. But for some reason Shador came in. I don't know if he's getting bad advice or what, but he came in like he was Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. Like he knew he was a top 2 or 3 pick.
And he only talked to certain teams.
Yeah, only talked to certain teams. I didn't like the I didn't like the whole, like, even when they were interviewing him at the combine, he did have an arrogance to him. But I remember a young man named Johnny Manziel, who was an asshole to the max, and he still got drafted early.
Right.
And Johnny Manziel was nowhere near as good as Shedeur Sanders, and a team took a chance on him. I'm disappointed in Mike Tomlin with Pittsburgh. I'm highly disappointed in him, because if there's anybody that not gonna say he's like the Barack Obama for blacks in football, but he's one that I could see standing up for somebody in a situation like this. Like, no, I'm gonna take him, and they need a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback. Even to take him as a backup, I kind of get teams are afraid of the media circus with Dion and this, that, and other, because at this point now he's purely a backup. Whoever takes him, if he even gets taken, he's purely a backup. And do you want that type of noise in the background while he's no man sitting on the bench? You know what I mean? So
if he does not get drafted, this will be a travesty, bro.
Yeah.
He's not getting drafted.
Yeah.
So I got a question for y'all. Same time next year, Arch Manning only sees certain teams because you know how the Mannings work. Arch is going to have, and Arch doesn't throw at the combine. Do you get the same effect?
No.
Hell no.
You don't.
No, you won't. And most quarterbacks, top quarterbacks, don't throw at the combine. I ain't tripping on that. But what the top quarterbacks do is they show out in their pro day. You can't, well, I'm not going to do the combine. I'm going to give arrogant interviews and then say, well, I'm not going to do the whole pro day. I'm only doing this, this, and that. I'm not doing everything.
He ain't even run 40, did he? I don't think he ran 40. He didn't
exactly. He didn't do the whole thing.
Yeah, he didn't run 40.
He didn't run a 40.
That's so two things could be true. That's where he tripped. He got bad advice on that. Yeah. And he only talked to certain teams. No, dog, you talk to everybody. Number one. Right. You might not go everywhere, but you talk to everybody, right? You be professional. Now you're a professional. You be professional, you get professional interviews and all that, right? You talk to everybody, you do your whole pro day. I ain't tripping on the combine, but you do your whole pro day, bro. Like, that's what everybody come to see. You can't skip steps. However, having said all that, there's not 5 quarterbacks better than him in this draft.
No,
that's
I was gonna say, even though he missed a lot of his stuff, bro, when it comes down to it, when you look at his play, look at the stats and look at the numbers, he's still better than a lot of those quarterbacks that got picked before him, bro.
Right. So now that's telling you this ain't about football. This ain't all football, bro. This ain't all football.
You on mute, Sean. Sean, you on mute.
Didn't Deion do the same thing? Didn't he not talk to a couple teams and say they want to interview him? Like, where are you at? Number 8. Oh, I'll be gone by then. And
he did.
That's the case, then obviously this is type of stuff that I would say where would he get that from? You know what I mean? From a guy, right. And if Deion did give him that advice, that's poor advice. Because the thing is, you should be. The thing about it, it's interesting. Like I know you got the talent, but still be respectful and humble.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Still be, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to making your organization better. Sometimes you got to play the role. You got to play the game. You just got to play the game. You can be arrogant and think you're the best thing since sliced bread. But you got to play that role until you get to that point. Remember Iverson? Iverson was nice and clean shaven at Georgetown in the draft. And then all of a sudden he went, hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? Because he got the job.
It comes down to what they, Sean, you hear it all the time with quarterbacks, it's between the ears. Like, you can have a physical talent. And I think he missed a big opportunity to humble himself, to show that he's willing to be coached and be humble. And I think I'm telling you, I don't know, it could be a conspiracy, but every report saying he had the worst interviews. The GMs, they said his interviews were terrible. He was arrogant, he was cocky. And I get his old man, but his old man had the skill to back it.
Here's the one thing though I say about that. Here's the one thing, and people say, well, my sources and interviews and this and this. don't hide your face now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right
Don't
there.
hide your face now. You want to rip the kid to shreds, and now you're affecting his money.
Yeah.
Now you're affecting his money.
Ryan Clark came out and said that. Don't hide.
Being unanimous.
You big enough. If you big enough to come out and say it, put your name on it.
Put your name on it.
Stand on it.
You know what I mean? Don't sit there and rip the kid to shreds.
Wow.
Cost him money, and then you get to hide behind, anonymity. No,
anonymous.
So, guess what you said? Back to your Steelers again. They just passed over them again.
They passed over again. And even if you're waiting for Rodgers or Kirk Cousins or whatever, you could take a quarterback in the 4th or 5th round, bro, and he's going to sit.
Bro, this is bigger than Tom. Tomlin got no say in this. None.
No.
I don't think that's. I agree with that. I don't think that's.
No, man. I don't think the Roonies get involved like that. They can't give Tomlin his run of the thing, man.
Bro, they gave him enough.
You met with him last week, so
hey, remember we've given you enough, guys. We've given you enough, Mr. Tomlin. You're not doing this. We've given you enough, sir. Remember, just because he is who he is, don't think that he's not reminded that he's been given the opportunity because of their graciousness.
Yeah, you're right.
But he met with Pittsburgh last week. So either his interview failed, because it can't be about football, and they need a quarterback. So it can't be that. So either his interview failed or he turned somebody off, whether it was Tomlin, whether it was somebody in their front office. No, we can't do this.
So let me throw another name out there. Terrific Tom. Tom and Deion boys. He worked out with Shador. You telling me the Raiders can't take a shot on him right now? To sit
they did do it. Ain't the Raiders been through this? They done had a couple of chances.
Ain't nobody telling Tom Brady what to do. So if Tom say, "Hey, go take this young man, and he can learn behind Geno Smith for a minute," so you telling me Brady can't do that?
Well, why they ain't did it yet?
Exactly.
We're trying to find out.
One, he's a minority owner, but two, I think it's literally the whole league, and Tom might be out. He might be overruled in this because it's
the mandate and came down. The mandate came down across the league.
Now we can get in the race. Because I brought up a name. Johnny Manziel was a total dick.
Still got drafted.
Still got drafted. And he wasn't that good. He wasn't that good in college.
So, fellas, have we not heard he doesn't interview well before?
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, your boy out of KC.
Yes, we have. And he still ain't got a head coaching job yet.
It's always with us too. It's always the melanin people who know
strong. He doesn't interview well, and at that point, nobody put their name on that either.
Mm-hmm.
They were anonymous as well.
Right.
Yeah.
But I will say with the race card though, I noticed something. I listened to they played 2 phone calls when the GMs called, hey, we're gonna take you. And it was a huge difference when they called the brother to when they called the white guy. Like the white guy was like, "Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Yes, sir." The brother was like, "Yeah, let's get it." You know what I mean? It was like, man, it's looking a little bad there, bro. Like that was on the phone. Like there's the GM. Then handed the phone to the owner. I forgot if it was Atlanta. One of them handed the phone to the owner. There's the owner. Yeah, let's get it. Let's go. It wasn't. But the white kid was like, "Thank you, sir. Appreciate the opportunity." I'm, boom, boom, boom.
Well, that prank call. Shador was very respectful.
What?
I didn't see the call.
Yeah, because he was.
You like
thank you. I've been waiting. Man.
He's like I've been waiting to hear from you guys.
Yeah,
right.
Well, that's some dirty shit, man. For somebody,
that's right. It brings me back to my point. This ain't about football, dog. This is not about football.
Investigate that and find out who this dirtbag is.
That's dirty.
Make him famous.
Somebody need hands and feet put on them for that, man. That's some dirty shit.
And especially because it was being broadcasted live when it happened too.
Yeah.
And here's the thing though. So I'm looking at. So according to Barstool Sports, and I don't know how much you want to trust them and how credible you believe they are. All right, it said the Giants reportedly gave up on Shador Sanders when he was unprepared for a meeting. Daboll called him out on it, and it didn't go well from there.
Okay.
So
that's on him. That's you're not being a professional. That's on you. Like I can't defend
now
you
you
on
have
that.
some substance behind it over just he's a bad interviewer, cocky. Now he wasn't prepared for the meeting. Now you can put that out there. And we say, okay, I get it now.
And it doesn't surprise me. I mean, his attitude sometimes he is entitled. He is entitled. But again, he doesn't understand the fact that he's not his dad. His dad, if I don't know if you remember the SI article, because remember that's how we got our information back when we were kids. SI,
Right?
It's illustrated, baby.
They came to Florida State. You know, they go to all schools. All right, just like a pro day. All right, Deion ran like a 4.2 something, but he had track shoes on. And so they said, no, it doesn't count because you had track shoes. Deion got pissed. Took off the track shoes, put on some high top basketball shoes, ran a handheld 4.19, and just walked out of the building.
Damn.
Didn't say nothing. Nobody just walked out of the building.
Hey, when you can walk the walk, you can back that talk.
Right.
You can do that.
And Shedeur doesn't understand. You're not Deion. You're not the best quarterback or the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Deion was revolutionary what he did as far as cornerbacks, kick returns, as a cornerback, a lockdown corner. Like he was one of the first ones we saw who really took that. You know what? I'm taking you all game and you're out of the game. That type of mentality. You know what I mean? Like he even said, he goes, "Why can't we just?" He goes, "Why do we got to play coverages? Why can't you just pick a man and stick with him all game?"
Yeah,
because he was that type of dude, and Shedeur's not that dude, but he has that entitlement though.
Now,
and I
didn't know this. I just put out there he doesn't have an agent. I didn't think about that either. Agents, agents are good. They speak for you. You know, they that voice for you.
And they also
agent.
I didn't realize he didn't have an agent.
Yeah,
so it's those things, and that's like. But D.Y. brought that up. You mentored by Tom Brady. Like Brady is. They let Tom Brady get away with murder. Tom Brady can own a team and still be a commentator.
Right.
Tom Brady can have relationships with players as an owner, and nobody else can do it. Brady runs the league. So if this is your man's,
I don't know about if he runs the league. I think the league lets him do what he wants.
I'm just saying, but Brady, but trust me, Brady speaks. Somebody going like, hey, that's Tom Brady. Like he's that dude.
Yeah.
So why hasn't he taken?
That's the question.
That's a good question, Karen.
So that means that's over Tom's head.
It's exactly what it means. Again, Tom, you've been given you are leeway, but
a lot of leeway. You gonna pull up on this one.
Yeah.
So
just think about it.
Maybe Deion the 6th round like he was. Take him in the 6th.
Now I went to see who the last team in the draft because I'm thinking,
Mr. Irrelevant?
Yeah, but it's Kansas City. Kansas City ain't taking.
Well, no, he ain't getting that one.
He ain't getting that. I immediately went to the 7th round to see the last because I could see them being so freaking petty and making him Mr. Irrelevant.
So again, it goes back to the shield flexing their muscle.
Oh, what if Kansas City is in on it? It's like, you know what? We're cool. We'll trade out of that pick.
Exactly.
Wow.
We don't want that smoke.
Shine, if that happens, Shine, that's fucked up, man.
And then it makes it clearly obvious.
Yeah, because he gets the title, Mr. Irrelevant. He gets a belt, a jersey, Mr. Irrelevant.
But I'm wondering, and I'm gonna throw the Rams in there too. To have older quarterbacks.
Yeah,
he could sit behind. Like I wanted to see him with the Rams with Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, with McVay sit behind Stafford for a year or two.
That'd be ideal
for him, man.
Yeah.
And he's in LA.
Yep.
And he'd be in LA where he could still be Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got a strong enough. You have a coach that's so stable in his job. You don't have to worry about the buzz of Deion coming to coach because they bought that up too. You know, people scared people gonna be chanting for Deion to become the next coach. Mm-hmm. That goes out the window with Sean McVay, with Mike Tomlin, with guys like that. Like those guys are set. So those are great situations for the young man. Like, come on, at this point, give him a shot, man. I'm pulling for him now, man. Get this kid a shot, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the only thing keeps flashing across the screen. Shadura still
Give him
available.
a shot, man. He's been embarrassed enough.
You better humble yourself, man.
Yeah,
because if this shit ain't humble you, I don't know what it is. You know what I mean?
I'm
The
tired
first thing he said was,
I'm tired of seeing best available, and his name is number one.
yeah.
His name is
first thing he
number
said
one.
was, well, look where they took Tom Brady. Look where they took Tom Brady. Like, I hear you, dude, but don't just say, hey, you know what? Just be humble. All right, they made their point. Hey, sometimes you got to take that L and learn from it.
Yeah. And take that legendary sign out in the back, too. Take that.
Don't create your own little booth for when you get drafted.
If this isn't a humbling situation for a player, boy, I don't know what is.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm humbled for him, man.
He could have the biggest chip on his shoulder ever known to man.
Enough is enough.
Whoever picks him up.
Sure.
He have a chip on his shoulder.
Like at this point, they are publicly just embarrassing him, man.
Humiliating him and the family.
Enough is enough. Like he doesn't deserve that. I don't care how cocky he is or whatever. He don't deserve this, man.
We talking about Shador and how it's making him feel. Let's flip it right quick. How do you make this? How do you think Dion feels about this? This is his son, and he's seeing his son go through this like this, man.
Dion got to know they're taking it out on him.
Especially with all the relationships.
As a parent, that's killing him, though, bro. As a parent, that's killing him.
Yeah, and Dion has a lot of good relationships in the NFL. He plugged with a lot of people.
Right, that's killing him,
of course
bro.
he is.
Yeah.
Where's
boy Jerry Jones? That's his man.
What does Dion say to comfort his son in this moment?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
That is $1 million question. What is being said to? What is Dion saying to Shador? Wow. Yeah.
The only thing you can do is say, "Hey, son."
Dion don't know nothing about this. He don't know nothing about fall. He don't know nothing about being made an example of. He don't know nothing about it. He's got his way all the way up to Colorado.
The only thing that I can see him saying, this is the business side of the sport you love.
Yeah,
it's the business side.
Yeah, but I don't stay positive.
I don't think he can outright tell him, look, a lot of people don't like me and they're taking it out on you. It's unfortunate. Like, with Dion can't tell him that because your dream is to get drafted in the NFL. So you can't just shut it down. You gotta, son, this is business. This is how it goes. Fortunately, it's happening to you. You got to still believe in you. This should piss you off, actually. But you got to believe in you. Like I don't know what he says though. He's sitting there looking at it, pissed off. He looking at the screen like.
I don't think it's too much. You really can say because this is beyond business. This is
totally.
This is
personal.
Is that hurting him though? Because that's really not going to be humbling. If they're saying they're doing it, they're doing it because of whatever. Now he can be more of a prick. Say, oh, you guys are being jerks.
No, it should piss him off. It should actually piss him off.
I hope it does. I hope, Pat, you said it earlier, man. I hope he comes out and balls out like no one's seen in a long time.
I hope as soon as this kid gets picked, I hope he's
I hope he
breathes and breathes football all the time and just kills these people.
And I'll go back to the race card. Johnny Manziel was an asshole. Privileged, come from a rich family. All this same stuff that they saying about Shador. And you sitting this kid like this, like this is ridiculous, man. Come on now.
Hey, Lefty.
Come on, man.
A lot of y'all don't know Pee Wee League. Lefty played quarterback and he got hit on the blind side. What was that conversation that they said to you when they told you football ain't for you, kid?
I never had that conversation, and I don't remember the next conversation after I got hit.
Hey, Pat.
Clearly.
Like
that was a good one. That was a good one.
Football ain't for you, kid.
Hey, look. Hey, Sean can attest to this. The first time you really get hit, it does make you think if this is really for you. The first real hit you take.
When you start seeing those white spots flashing, like, dude,
bro. I told y'all
the baseball diamond started looking a whole lot better to you the first time.
Hey, Demani, I told y'all in high school, I was a small dude. And when we was playing football, one of my boys, he always been 6-something, 200, 300-something pounds. That dude hit me. I said, I'm going back to the basketball court.
Hard work for me, please.
I quit.
Right. Hey, man.
I'm cheering for Shador, though, man. I wasn't a big fan, but now I'm rooting for this young man now. Come on, man.
It's ridiculous now.
Well, more to come on the Fall for Grace is what I call it.
But perfect title.
Yeah.
Lefty, you want to talk about Unc. Unc needs to get that smoke. I mean, he stepped down from ESPN. I mean, allegedly stepped down, you know.
He stepped down, all right.
All his little ads, all his ads on social media for Hims and the Blue Chew have been taken down.
Rose Sparks kicked him off. Rose Sparks kicked him off.
Rose Sparks said, "Hey,
he lost his Rose Sparks endorsement.
He lost his endorsement."
Oh, come on.
So, man. Lefty, I'm gonna let you start this off, man.
They're okay with sex. They're just not okay with BDSM.
So, Lefty, tee it up for everybody that's watching that don't know the full story. So, tee it up and then go ahead and get that smoke.
I know everybody know the story, but I'm still blown away by the Rose Sparks endorsement because that's terrible. When you lose a Blue Chew endorsement, that's really bad. But yeah, so probably the biggest story of the week, man, that made us forget about Kanye and his weird tweet what he put out there. But Big Unc, Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp, dealing with this 19, well, she was 19 at the time, this young lady being sued for $50 million. All this coming out, audio tapes of him threatening her, like choking her and all this, that, and the other. It's a lot of different pillars to pull back, right? The race thing, as a white girl, the age difference. The man's like 53, 54, dealing with a 19-year-old, weird in itself as well. And just the whole, the whole assault thing, and nothing looks good. Nothing looks good for Shannon at this point. I think it was a weak effort to, quote unquote, step down. I think he's getting bad advice from his law team too, telling him to talk like a lot. Just shut up. At this point, shut up. Don't say nothing. His team already put out. He tried to pay her $10 million, so you call it a shakedown. Another bad look. Rose Sparks said no to the back.
We're bogus for that.
But man, like, I don't know, man, but to see him, the rise, man, where Shannon Sharp came from, man, he's a likable guy, especially if y'all ever watched this 30 for 30, man, the humble beginnings, like it's a tearjerker, man. Like Unc always had a great story, but this is just completely destroying him, his legacy and everything, So another brother taken down by the power of that thing, man. Another brother taken down by the power of that thing.
Lefty, I don't think it's gonna take him down because if that little stylish that he was always at the game with didn't take him down.
Look, I mean that you can get around the whole accused of being gay thing, but this, I'm gonna tell you, these type of allegations, as they say, it's innocent till proven guilty. Not when it comes to sexual assault and rape. You are guilty until proven innocent when it comes to that. When you get accused of that, you're just about done. The weak attempt to step down, we knew ESPN was about to fire him. Completely, he was out. Everyone knew that. So I get it. Whatever he's trying, I don't know. He's not getting great legal advice. He needs to fire his whole attorneys and everybody and get a new team. Somebody who can kind of help guide him through this. Like, this don't go away, bro. This don't go away. The race thing is one thing, but not the age difference, man. That girl could be your granddaughter, damn near. And then the audio of you threatening her to choke her, you don't have a say in the matter. I don't care if she did ask for it, if he was set up. You put yourself in that position, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no difference if you know that they getting robbed or it's a bad neighborhood and you take your ass in that bad neighborhood and you get robbed, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? You know better. You got to know, man. Like, so I'm disappointed in him. His rise was coming. He's about to land a big $100 million deal with some network. Now they throwing Shaq in there, saying Shaq had him set up. All type of stuff, man. It's just a bad look on. I'll take it to the race thing on us, period. Just on us, man. Because ain't nobody say nothing to Marv Albert. He was biting chicks and shit like that. All that weird shit he was doing. So
another bad day in black male history.
Yeah, you know. So I don't know, man. It's I just had to bring it up, man. It's a guy. I want to hear y'all take on it.
Come on, Kev. I know you waiting. I know Kev waiting on.
Well, first of all, I like Shannon. Find him entertaining. I find it hard to believe that in a couple days this story broke like Sunday. And I find it hard to believe he was about to sign a $100 million contract. And all of a sudden this story breaks on the weekend. Yep. Came out of left field. The guy that's doing it, he's known for it. He's known for going at the top black dudes, making a lot of money. He's known to do that.
Yeah.
But Shannon got to take responsibility, man. This is on you. When those tapes came out, the audio, whatever, that's not a good look. Regardless if it was consensual or not, you are 50-something years old, bro. You messing with a 19-year-old. She's younger than your daughters. So just for some cakes, you willing to mess with this young girl. The tapes, all the evidence or whatever, it's a bad look. They don't like the fact that you blew up coming out of nowhere anyway. You was about to sign a $100 million contract. A lot of people don't like that. Jealous of that. So the first opportunity they get to take you down, bro, that's exactly what's happening. But you put yourself in this position. I blame your friends. Ain't none of your friends, your brother, nobody. I mean, ain't that girl 19, 20? What are you doing?
I don't mean he's gonna listen, though.
It don't mean he's gonna listen. But where's this circle?
By yourself, man, and nobody know.
Yeah. No. Because if he was seeing over years, somebody done seen her. Somebody in his circle done seen her. Somebody in his I ain't gonna say his lawyers, but I'm saying his crew. You know, his publicists, his people like that. Oh, they didn't see the girl. Trust.
Well, Cam, not to cut you off. Remember, Monique said it. Like, you messed with them young girls.
Yeah.
Said something about white girls.
She said it again last night too.
Right. So it was known way before this came out that he liked young girls.
Well, he had a knock at his door. When he answered the door, this is what he saw.
He heard, hey, man, he saw that and heard the move. Heard the music. Doom, doom.
That's what he saw.
That's messed up, by the way. But now you didn't messed over $100 million. You let $100 million go out the door.
You like that?
ESPN, you're done. I wonder, like Club Shay Shay and Nike, that's all under Colin Cowherd's company. It's not Fox, but it's Colin Cowherd and the other dude he be on this thing with. That's their company.
Yeah, the media.
That's the media company. So he's under them. And I wonder how Colin them like, hey man, we can't be associated. Look, hey, we don't know what's going on. So you mess. ESPN is done. It's just a matter of when they announce it. But
they already announced it when they told him when he said he stepped down. They announced it.
No, but he stepped down. He's supposed to be coming back for the NFL season, so they're gonna announce it somewhere.
That's what he said.
I'm just saying they're gonna, they're gonna announce it at some point. When Stephen A. say, "Hey man, I brought him on, love the brother, consider him a friend, but the bosses are talking."
Yeah,
that's over my head. So if Stephen A. say that, I can't say. He gone.
Well, Stephen
that's on Shannon though, bro. And like real quick, when I tell y'all I never will mess with a girl younger than my daughter, everybody looks at me like I was crazy. Oh man, you gonna mess with one of them younger? No, I'm not.
No,
so
it ain't never happened.
19, 20? Like what do y'all talk about?
Right.
Man. Like so at that point, it should have jumped in his head, like, man, what am I doing? Like what am I doing?
Bro. So you know why I'm going with it. Because I got girls, so I'm going right back to the daddy side of it. He lucky Tony Buxby came out with it before I did, because it'd have been a different type of situation, different law, different case. It would have been a different type of case had a real father found out about that. Dude, my youngest is 17, she finna be 18. I'm 56. You the same age as me. Why are you messing with my kid? You know what I'm saying? We got a problem. And one thing I can say, we can talk about Tony Busby all we want to. We can say he this, he that, and he this and that. But every time he comes up with some smoke, it's actually some evidence behind that smoke. he came after your boy Deshaun. And what happened with that? We already know Mr. Massage. He had a problem. Got him. Shannon got him. Even with the case with Diddy. With the case with Jay-Z, that one fell apart because Jay-Z decided to fight it out the gate. He wasn't talking about no payment.